back to my channel. Today is a fun do-it-yourself project. So now that Nolan has his own room, it is time to decorate it. I have purchased some letters from Hobby Lobby, I believe is where I got everything. So I purchased some wood letters that spell out his name, and I'm going to decorate them. I did this with Liam before he was born. I did his letters. I'm not doing that again for his room, but I'm doing it for Nolan's room. So I've got some really cute paper that I'm going to decorate these letters, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So let's get to the project. For the project, these are the things you are going to need. First, you are going to need letters. They can be any size, and then obviously going along with the name. I got these at Hobby Lobby, and they're not super thick and they're not super big, but they were $1.99 each. So I have Nolan's name. You are going to need some Mod Podge. You can buy this at any crafting store, and I think it's at Target and Walmart too. But I got this, I believe, at Hobby Lobby a long time ago. You are going to need a little sponge brush. I found that this works best, and I got these at Michael's. You are going to need a paper plate or something to put the Modge Podge on. You're going to need a pen or pencil to trace. You're going to need scissors to cut out the traced paper. And then you're going to need paper. One piece of, like, this is just scrapbook paper. You can use any paper you want, but I just did scrapbook paper for each letter. So then you choose which piece of paper goes with each letter. So I picked out trees, green, blue, and then some wood because that is kind of the theme of his room. And let's get to crafting. We first will start tracing out the letters onto the paper. So the way that I do that is I flip the paper down, and then it depends on what letter you have, but you need to make sure that you are going to have the right paper, the front part, for this letter. So an N is not as big of a deal as, say, like an M or something different. But what I do is I face it down, and yeah, the right way. So when the paper comes out, it'll be the right way onto the letter. Kind of hard to explain, but practice, you'll get it. So I'm just going to trace out the letter, and then I will do it with each letter and their piece of paper. So now I have it traced onto the piece of paper, and I will do that for each letter. I have them all traced, and I want to show you guys this one. This is the L. Oh, sorry, there's a bad shot of the camera, but this is an L, and I use the edge of the paper to help so that there's less that I have to cut because it is just a blue background. There's nothing special like design on that one. So I'm going to cut out on the line. I'm just going to cut with regular scissors, and if you are not good with regular scissors, you can use like an X-Acto knife or something like that. But yes, I'm just going to cut out all the letters. All of the letters are now cut out, and I will suggest if you have the letter A, it is quite hard to cut in here. I'm not a perfectionist, so I'm totally okay with this, but like there's some little rough edges. I don't know if you guys can see that, but especially having this tree pattern, it helps with that. But I suggest using like an X-Acto knife or something for that because it is quite hard to get this part cut out. The O was somewhat difficult, but not as hard as the A. Now that they are all cut out, I am going to get on to Modge Podging it. So I will throw Mod Podge into this paper plate, use my little tool thing, my little sponge, and then I will sponge Modge Podge onto the letter and put the piece of paper back over it. So let's get to Modge Podging. When putting the Modge Podge on, make sure to get all the little corners and to not have it too gooped up. I found the technique of that I'm doing, the dabbing, works really well, but I just need to make sure that it's evenly distributed all onto the letter. After you've done that, you are going to place the paper onto the letter. And you can move it around, get it to where you need it. because it doesn't dry immediately. But you want to make sure that there aren't any bubbles in the paper. So then you smooth it out. Make sure all the edges are on there. And then if you have any excess, like there's a little bit of excess there, I can trim it off after. But I just press it on and then I let it completely dry. I'm going to do the Mod Podge on all the letters and then show you what the final step is. I have put all of the letter paper on, the actual letter, and so now they have completely dried. I have Nolan in the background if you can hear him, but I now will put a top coat of Modge Podge over the letter, so that way it is sealing the paper onto the letter completely, and I will do that to all the letters. I will put it on a little bit differently, so let me show you how I will put it on. Instead of doing the sponge type motion, I will do a sweeping motion. Now you are going to see the Mod Podge. I don't know if you guys can tell in the camera, but you will be able to see it, but it will dry clear if you have this kind of Mod Podge. Other kinds of Mod Podge, I'm not exactly sure. They have so many different kinds, but we are going to just sweep it across. And this is just sealing it in. I'm making sure to get all the edges. If you've ever worked with Modge Podge, you know that it does dry somewhat quick, not super quick, but you want to make sure that it is even so that you are not getting anything that is clumpy, and you're doing it on all the edges. And then sometimes I use my finger just to kind of get all the little edges. That way it doesn't peel away. And now I can see that there's a bubble right here, and so I'm just going to try to smooth it out. Like I said, I'm not a perfectionist. This is going up on a wall, so you're not going to be able to see it really up close because it will be where his crib is. But yes, I am going to now wait for this to completely dry, and then if I need another coat, I'll add it, but I usually don't, and I will do it to all the other letters. Here is the finished product. I took off the table cover because it was too busy, but there you go. That is how you make a name letter. I'm not exactly sure even what to call it, but it's a do-it-yourself project. Very easy, as you saw, and I think it turns out really cute. To hang these, I will use little stickies that'll go on the back that are safe for the wall, but I'm not going to show you guys the finished product on the actual wall because that will be revealed in his nursery reveal. But this is what they look like. I really like this tree one. And then I did the blue to kind of have something that popped a little bit. But there's the O. And then the wood I think is really nice. Two different kinds of wood. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Let me know if you've done this before or if you're going to do it and how it turns out. Show me a picture if you guys have done it too. That would be awesome. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.